Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Irfan Hussain, and I'm here today with another video regarding our course of comparative literature, and our today's topic is the history of comparative literature. And this topic needs a little detail. That is why I'm dividing this topic in parts. So this is the first part of the topic. If we see the word compare, that was started to be used after 1800 in France. After 1800 in France, the word compare. You have to consider it that this is French pronunciation, and as this discipline was started from France and Germany, so there would be many words that would be the French words. So I will try to pronounce it for you in the French pronunciation so that you may understand it, what is the actual pronunciation. So wherever there is R, letter R in French language, this R is either pronounced as ha or ra. Why this difference? This is the difference, ha and ra. That is another topic and that needs some detail, but keep it in mind. For example, we have a mall here in Faisalabad, and that is a series, chain of malls actually. Carrefour, Carrefour. Some say it's Carrefour, some Carrefour, and so on. But it is a French chain, and when we pronounce it in its original language, it becomes Carrefour. Carrefour. First R is pronounced as her, and the second and last R is pronounced as ra. So you will see this difference in few words. So try to understand, and there's no harm to learn these things. So compare was most fashionable at that time and much used in the world of letters and of science as well. Then there came Mr. Georges. He was the founder of comparative anatomy, and he published his famous Lacan's The Anatomie Comparée. In English we can say is Lessons on Comparative Anatomy. He published these lessons from 1800 to 1805. These were the lessons on comparison of various things. That was not particular to literature, but it was, you can say, the first work that was done on the comparative anatomy. Then there came Madame d'Estaing de la Littérature. It's literature in English, and when it is in French, it is littérature. A simultaneous view of most European literatures. What she did, she made a comparison of European literature, the famous pieces of European literature of that time, and that was also appeared somewhere around the same time. That was 1800 to 1805. That was around the same time when she wrote that book. But she didn't use the word compare or comparison in his book, but the work was actually comparison of various pieces of European literature. So that was actually work in comparative literature. Then there came a big book in the sense that it got fame. That was by Charles de Villiers, and he put the word that compare in the title of a work that obtained some celebrity. I told you that this book gained fame. And what was the name of that book? Erotic Compare ou Essai sous la manière essentiellement différent d'où les poètes façon et élément et l'amour. That was the name of that book. I pronounced each word individually so that you can understand it. Erotique composé ou essai sur la même énergie essentiellement différent d'où les poètes façon et élément et l'amour. That was a book in which he talked about different poets, and actually he compared their treatment of love. How did they treated love in their works of literature? And he made that comparison. And then there came another person, Saint Beuve. That man is considered to be one of the founders of modern criticism, and he was the first one who recognized comparative literature as a discipline. He wrote an article on Dindick's Empire that was written in 1840 and published in Portée Contemporain. Saint Beuve uses the expression Histoire littérature comparée, history literature compare. That means he compared the history of literature. That was his first article, and that was actually he acknowledged comparative literature as a proper discipline. And his second article was written in 1868 and printed in Nouveau Lundis. He refers to littérature comparée. In 1886, Hudson M. Posnet chose it as a title of a book. He chose the word comparative literature. Comparative literature, the name of the book, and that was published in London by K. Paul Trench as a part of their international scientific series. In fact, that was a scientific series, and that was a very famous scientific series. If you Google it, you will find number of worthy pieces of writing under that international scientific series. And then there came a dedicated periodical that was dedicated to comparative literature. The first comparative periodical was Acta Comprehensionis Literarum Universum, was edited in Klausenburg, now Cluj, Romania. That was a periodical that published from 1877 to 1888, and this was a time when comparative literature was had been established as a separate individual discipline. I have a wonderful quote of Goethe about the benefit of comparative literature. You know Goethe, he was a German novelist, dramatist, poet, and he has a lot of feathers in his cap. According to him, a great benefit that results from a world literature is that it helps people to correct each other. It is splendid that we now, because of the lively interchange among the French, English and Germans, have come to a point where we can correct each other. This is the greatest benefit which results and will continue to result from a world literature. So he talks about world literature. And what he talks about world literature, that when the pieces of literature from various cultures, various countries come together and they are compared with each other, everyone can make correction of each other. Rather, we can correct ourselves when we compare our work of literature with the work of literature of other countries. And the Goethe's ordeal had already been partly realized by Shakespeare, Voltaire and Lessing. These were the people who came far before the establishment of the discipline of literature, but who constantly included works of different languages in their critical discussions, thereby laying the foundation for the message of world literature. When we read these people, when we read the critical works of these people, you might have read especially this Lessing in your criticism. So what they do, they talk about different pieces of literature from different parts of the world. So when they bring all these pieces of literature in one book or in one writing, they actually make comparison of them. They compare these work with each other to bring out the important aspects. So today, in numerous centers of higher learning within European and the United States, as well as within other areas, comparative literature is taught as a regular field of academic inquiry. This is a statement for today. But before coming to this day, we still had a journey of 20th century. Today we discussed all the comparative work of the 19th century, and in our next video we will discuss the works that were done in 20th century, and then we'll come to the present day. Till then, if you have any question, comment, you can let me know it. My email is here, my phone number is here. You can message and WhatsApp there. And till then, stay home, stay blessed. Thank you very much.